Okay. And hopefully we are now live. Let's have a look. Let's see if that is in fact the case. If you're in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'll just turn that shit off. We don't need that in our lives. And I think we're live. Let's have a look. Hello, Marco GT5. Dan Groom's in the chat. Cosmic Code in the chat. Tony Farina in the chat. Foxball in the mother fluffing chat. Gonzo in the chat. Ash Isleman. Yes, it looks like we are on. How's it going, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? So, bit of a different look this evening. Usually come on with a lot of guests, a lot of people. Not going to be the case tonight, guys. You got me. And I'm going to be talking to you, answering questions. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the chat best I can and see what we can come up with. And yeah, been a big day today. It's a little bit of a weird period, isn't it now? Because there's been so much activity in the world of arm wrestling of late, as we all know. Just have a quick drink of water because my throat's drier than. But trust me, busy evening this evening. Hard day's work and then straight into some hardcore arm wrestling discussion. And that's what it's been like tonight. I've spoken to a number of the world's best arm wrestlers today. So it's been quite interesting this evening. All trying to get a feel for what's coming next, who's going to be competing next, who's going to be doing what next. We've just come off the back of the Istanbul event. And it's funny. Tonight I had a conversation with Rob Vigent Jr. and I had a conversation with Sasho and Dave. Two super strong individuals who are looking to go head to head very soon. Arm Wars reality check coming up, guys. If you're not aware of that, the only thing that can stop us is COVID-19. Hopefully it doesn't do. Hopefully COVID-19 is getting on the back foot now. And for those here in the UK, you'll know we've just been told we're not opening the doors again for a little while. We're going to be opening the doors probably in July now instead of June. Jeff Nicholson there, get yourself a glass of red wine. Trying to give it up, Sam. I've seen what it's done to RVJ. Actually, he was on beer tonight, RVJ. So yeah, he's probably quite in good spirits, Rob. You never know, he might pop up in the chat or something later on, we'll see. But yeah, the plan is, for those of you who aren't aware yet, the Arm Wars reality check will be coming back. Or Arm Wars will be coming back, I should say, with reality check, which is the first of the events. It's going to be taking place at the Arm Wars Classic event, which is in the Arnolds, and that is going to be sharing a stage with Strongman. So I think they're doing an official Strongman. For those of you who aren't aware, Giants Live do official Strongman. And I'm pretty sure they're doing a big event there at the Arnold Classic. And the Arm Wars Classic is within that. Reality Check is the title of the event. And we're probably going to be doing, I would think, 2 days of arm wrestling. Friday, I think it's the 1st of October. I'll check my dates. Saturday, the 2nd of October. And there's a possibility, it is a slim possibility, a lot slimmer than me, that we'll be doing a couple of matches, but potentially big matches on the morning of the 3rd, of Sunday the 3rd. The reason we're not going to be doing the rest of the Sunday is because of the fact that the Giants Live show is taking place that afternoon. So there's going to be a Giants Live arena show taking place. For anybody that's attending the event, know that. That's going to be going on, I would imagine, late afternoon in the NEC arena. And I'm going to be hosting the show at Giants Live. So obviously can't be in two places at one time. So we're going to knock the arm wrestling on the head probably Saturday, or at the latest. We're going to be doing just a little while on Sunday morning. Let's have a look at the charts. Let's have a look. Igor in Georgia to negotiate with Levan. Is he really? I don't think he needs to negotiate too hard with Levan, mate. I think he's already well and truly in the camp of the Professional Arm Wrestling League. Let's have a look. What are some of the matches you have planned for Arm Wars Reality Check? Okay, so The headline event, which is confirmed, I had both guys on the phone tonight, is obviously Rob Bidgent Jr., and he's going to be taking on Sasho Andreev. I'm pretty sure everybody will know those guys. If you don't, you need to check them out. Sasho, multiple world champion, right and left-handed, absolute beast. From, I'm going to say, arguably the greatest country in the world for male professional arm wrestling per capita. Bulgaria, relatively small nation, but I'm going to say the level of arm wrestler in Bulgaria, the residual level is so high. There's so many amazing arm wrestlers for such a small country, or population, I should say. And a lot of that stems from the hub of excellence that they have there. Some of the best arm wrestlers of all time have come out of that country, notably Svetan Gashevsky. Notably, new guy that's right on the scene right now. Everybody needs to doff the cap to Bozhidar Simeonev, who was on the phone with us tonight. So Bozhidar was on that call. He was helping out Sasho, and Bozhidar's probably going to be at the show as well. So for any fans, if you want to see some of the best arm wrestlers in the world, they are going to be there. You never know. We might even have Devon Larratt, Monster Michael Todd over there, but there are some big names coming. We got some battlegrounds planned. It's not going to be a massive card, but the quality is going to be rock strong. Foxball 8. Foxball, how you doing, brother? He's just said, give us some names, Neil. I'll throw in some names that we're pretty sure will be competing there. Mindaugas Terasatis is going to be competing there. The Hail Raiser, Jeff Hale, is going to be competing there. Yanis, the Jedi, Amelins is going to be competing there. Tom, the Lean Machine Holland, will be competing there. High likelihood that there will be an Oceanic representation there as well. I think everybody who watches the Fix will know that we're going to have the Fix crew involved. So Coach Ray will be in the house. Everybody's favorite, Ryan Blue Bowen, will be in the house. And Ryan, a bit bigger, coming in very, very strong. He is going to get himself in a very, very difficult match. Armwar standouts, relentless Frode Hogeland is on the card as well if he wants that. Nicholas, the Steel Giraffe Nanastad, will be involved there in some capacity. I think we're going to see an outing from Adrian O'Dwyer, former Olympian. Paul Lynn will be his opponent. So there's some exciting stuff going on there. Let's have a look what else we got in this chat. I'll try and knock a few over. Yep, Goodman, stupid COVID. Yeah, you're not kidding, mate. And that's one of the big things we're going to talk about. Obviously, COVID can still write us off. You never know. Hopefully it doesn't, guys. Hopefully COVID doesn't do that. I just noticed we've got 100 and what have we got in the chat here? I think we've got 154 people, or 160 people, but only 55 likes. Ladies and gents, if you're in the chat and you can give us a like, that will be ace. Please fire a chat in there. Let people know about the live, and we'll build it up. And any questions, I'll start to answer them now. Let's have a look. 3 people I want to meet: Toddzilla, Gary Roberts, and the Fat Lad. I don't know about Toddzilla. Don't know whether he will be there. Probably unlikely at this stage. Gary Roberts, I don't believe will be there. More than welcome, but I don't think he's listed to come over. Are you keeping up with the World's Strongest Man competition happening this week? Absolutely, mate. Yes, I am. Team Stoltman and Bish, obviously massive fan. I'm gutted to hear a very good friend of mine, Terry Hollands, had to pull out. Feel for the lad. This reminds me a great deal of when Big Loz had to pull out of World's Strongest Man as well when he damaged his Achilles. Terrible to see great athletes like that get nailed and go back onto the injury list. Bit of a sickener. But I know Terry will be back and he'll be stronger than ever, hopefully in whatever he chooses to pursue. He's going to be out of strongman. Serious damage to his bicep for those people who don't know. Whoa, super chat, Stephen Pena. All right, Stephen. Wondered if you were on, mate. Hey, Neil, I'm confused. Michael said he was ready for Levan, but still lost to Devon. He still says he's ready for Levan. How can you be ready for someone if you still lose to someone with less strength? I don't know whether Devon had less strength or not, mate, but one thing I will say is styles make matches, Stephen. So Devon Larratt's got a great deal of experience with Michael. knows exactly how Michael Todd arm wrestles and is tailor-made to neutralize Michael Todd. That's a big thing. It really does matter. When I was speaking to, even the first time that I matched up Mike and Devon reluctantly at Michael's request, and Michael lost that one too. He was hunting Devon very, very hard, ended up losing that match. I wasn't of the opinion that Mike had a great deal of answers there for Devon's leverage, and it's always going to be a problem for him. On this occasion, that was a very, very strong, very motivated Devon Larratt. Who knows where he's at? Levan Saganashvili is an animal. He's got excellent technique as well. Not a lot of people have seen it. We haven't had the opportunity for Levan to show exactly what he can do, but believe me, Levan's solid. Like all the Georgian arm wrestlers, he's got a great base for arm wrestling. Great amount of training partners over there. So he'll do a lot of stuff in training that we don't see. And his fundamentals are rock strong. Let's Yak Valadze, how are you doing, mate? In the chat, another dude who's on here a lot. Let's have a look. Neil, I've just heard the WF and Europeans and Worlds are going to happen. Actually, yeah, I heard the same. What Sasho said about that? Will he skip them? No, the world. He will attend the Worlds. Worlds in September and Europeans October. I don't think he will do the Europeans, although I may be wrong. He will be going to the World Championships. The way that I see things, or the way I understand things, is that the Bulgarian national team earn money for winning world championships. So I think what you would see there is that he'll go balls out on at least one arm, maybe save the other. We will see. We'll see. That's up to Sasho, but he is going to be, if the event goes ahead, COVID permitting, touch a lot of wood, Sasho Andreev will be pulling Rob Bidgent Jr. in Arm Wars Reality Check. Let's have a look. I hope you're well, mate. Also, let's have a look. When is Terence Opperman coming on the show? You know what? I'd love to get Terence on just to do a sort of who is Terence Opperman for the new arm wrestlers that don't know Terence. Great puller, massive potential from Terence. Good to he's not been as active, but it's been difficult to be active recently. But even prior to COVID, he's not been as active. Hopefully we see him out and about internationally when things open up a little bit again. Will there be staking from the event? Super chat. Thanks for your super chat, Cooper Maxwell. Yes, there will, mate. There will be staking, and that will be probably. You know what? I was on to Dev today. We will probably be the staking would probably be announced. I would imagine as soon as the event can be officially confirmed, and that's going to hinge on the travel more than anything else. So I think I'm trying to remember the Prime Minister's announcement the other day in the UK, and I think he said the 19th of July was the date when we will find out whether we're a go for the country being open and big events going ahead, arena shows, expos, things like that. Bearing in mind that is all good, which I'm hoping it will be, then we should be good to go. And that's when we would release the staking. Let's have a look. John Brezink coming back. Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I haven't actually checked out Ryan. I think Ryan did a live with John the other day. I haven't checked that out yet. I haven't had a chance to. But I spoke to John maybe 4 or 5 days before that. I think it was last Saturday or Sunday. And John was of the opinion that unless they came back and crossed his palms with considerable amount of silver, that he would not be competing. And he said that one of the biggest blocks was losing weight. He said he was heavy. I know he's not done anything. I've been in touch with John throughout, and he's not done anything for at least a year anyway. So, if they want him to arm wrestle, that's fine. But I think David's going to be more ready. Let's just say that. I think, I don't think John's coming in good shape for that if he does take it. And I think he's heavy. Mind you, David's bloody heavy as well. I think he looks like 230. He's big. Nick Rowe, my Arm Wars shirt came in. Nick, let us know in the comments how you like it. I had a lot of merch feedback from people. The merch is going to be, there's some in the link as well for any guys that want that. Just to let you know on something else that we'll be doing. We'll be doing reality check shirts as well. So the Arm Wars reality check shirts will be coming out, and they will be individualized to arm wrestlers. So, for example, Uncle John Thompson, not a well-known arm wrestler yet. In some corners of the world, we don't know exactly where John's level is at, but he's going to get any opportunity to prove that, as is David Bradford, another new guy. they will have individual Arm Wars apparel, unique to them. Never be repeated. It's a one-off proposition. And any of the money that is earned from fans purchasing those shirts goes to the athlete. Okay. So let's say you were to buy, if you're a fan of Uncle John and you buy an Uncle John shirt, Uncle John gets the money. Okay, so everybody knows that. Let's have a look. Yeah, so let us know, Nick, whether you like that shirt or not, brother. What's the date again? Yeah, the guys will arrive in the UK on the 30th of September, Thursday. We'll be doing lives, etc. that night with the fixed crew and with the other fellas individually, and they will as well. And then the tournaments, or the card proper, will start on Friday, 1st of October. And there'll be a number of matches that day, probably the battleground. I think the lightweight battleground will go on day 1. Day 2, the middleweight battleground will go. We'll probably see RVJ and Sasho on either arm both of those days, and some of the other big headline super matches as well, which we've not announced yet, will go on either one of those days. As I say, there's a chance, guys, we do some couple of matches, maybe 3 matches, 4 matches on the Sunday. And there is also a chance that there is something big at the Giants Live arena show as well. So there's a lot going down. Let's have a look here. Okay, Armwrestler, any thoughts on World's Strongest Man going on right now? Just actually spoke about that, mate, a moment ago. But yeah, I'm all over it. I'm tuning into Lauren Charlet's channel. Get over to Uncle Loz's channel, Big Loz Official. If you haven't already done so, if you want to catch up on the World's Strongest Man, Loz and Liz do some great stuff on there, updating everybody on what's going on. Clark's 93, Bowen and Bojidar. Bowen's going to be pulling there, but he won't be pulling Bojidar. But you never know. Bojidar's a good chance of arm wrestling there. I was speaking to Bojidar tonight. He wants on. He wants on the card. He told me tonight, he said, look, if I can get on the card, please get me on it. So he's one of the best in the world. Is Cobra on the card for definite? Cobra is 90% there. I would love to get Andrew on the card. What I'm not going to do with Cobra is line him up unless the match is right. Cobra, true legend of the sport. He's 60 years old almost. You know, he's the guy that's been in this sport forever. The match has to be right. I'm not going to be putting him against someone like Bojidar. It's just not right to do that. I'll be putting him against a match that makes sense for Cobra. But yes, very, very good chance that Andrew's on the card. Let's have a look. Just had a super chat come in. White Wolf, thank you very much for your super chat, mate. Sup, Neil, Armbet is sold out of straps. Is it really? Which, in your opinion, are the best, and where do you get them? With the buckle issue, why aren't we using Velcro? You know what? The ones we used to have for the Arm Wars show were Velcro and buckle. And I actually like a strap that's a little bit wider, mate. I quite like a wider strap. Issues we've seen with some arm wrestlers, you may have experienced it if you've pulled in them yourself. When you get a really narrow strap, some of the ones that have come out recently that are really narrow, they tend to bite in behind your knuckle, behind tendons, more potential for injury there, and you don't get any advantage on them at all. So for me, yeah, definitely a bit thicker strap, and you can get them from a lot of places. We're actually probably going to do an Arm Wars strap shortly. I'm dealing with pound for pound quite a bit at the moment with Ryan as well, so I don't want to steal from Ryan's thunder. Ryan, very big into equipment and things like that, so I'm going to stay out of that environment a little bit and let Ryan do his thing there. I'm going to be supporting Ryan in that respect. Let's have a look. Paulin, what's up, Neil? Hey, mate, what's up, brother? Hope you're good. Sounds like a lineup, says Ash Alaman. Mate, it is. It's going to be a small card, but perfectly formed, Ash. Really solid. Hey, we've got a super chat from Man of the Hour. Cometh the hour, cometh a man. Arm wrestling Derek Smith. And he's put, you should get Derek Smith on the card. Heard he looks bigger than Anna Kournikova. I'll tell you what, mate. Can't knock a bit of Anna Kournikova. Oh, you could. We'll leave it. Derek. Who want to see? Let us know in the chat. Who wants to see Derek Smith compete in Arm Wars? Any interest in Derek Smith? It's a guy that does a lot for the sport of arm wrestling, runs the Discord. Great guy, articulate lad. Goddamn giant. Definitely wouldn't want him on the top bunk when you're underneath him. Not a good look. That collapses, you die. Let's have a look. What else we got in this chat? what happens to the legacy hammer if Devon decides not to compete anymore? Devon will compete. Don't worry about that. It's in his blood, mate. He can't walk away. He can't walk away. Bad mother fluffer. Devon Larratt. And let me tell you now, Devon will not give up. Will he, bollocks? He might back away for a while, take a breather, let his body recover and heal up. I'm sure he's busted up from training his ass off for that match, but he'll be back, and we'll see where. You never know. Will he be back in? Will he be back in Arm Wars? You don't know. Let's have. Oh, super chat just popped up. Brad Butler. Brad, good dude, Brad. I think he was on to our Don the other day as well. I think Don mentioned that Brad had been in touch. On episode 65 of The Fix, I heard you say the WAL running foul system is inherently flawed. Can you expand on this compared to the Arm Wars series? Yeah, I can. Look, WAL was given guidance by a committee of arm wrestlers about how that could run and how it could be changed or improved. Now, to put it bluntly, some of those arm wrestlers may have had, as athletes competing in that league, a vested interest in having things go a certain way. The Arm Wars system is not designed to necessarily favour any individual athlete. It's designed to make fair matches and very entertaining matches. So, some of the criticisms that have been levied at the WAL over time have been that the running fouls are too big. They're huge advantage gaining fouls, and that is potentially the case. I would agree with that. In Arm Wars, the running fouls were not given for huge. You couldn't do a big running foul. Running fouls are small infringements, and that's key. They are small infringements. If you do a big infringement, then that is not a running foul. That's a straight foul. We actually changed it in the later Arm Wars to a yellow card system. So the guys who were the referees who got used to that system, guys like Hendrik Nentjes, Keith Taylor, Dan Thomas at the time, who was doing a lot of arm wrestling, got really good at that. Bill Collins did quite a bit. And Bill was very keen to see that brought in the PR series that we just saw out in Dubai. The Arm Wars rules are infallible in many ways. We've had the most difficult arm wrestlers to deal with in the world over a period of 14, 15 years competing Arm Wars and try to fiddle fuck it. So over time, they became very robust, and they're a really good set of rules. And most importantly, the lads, the arm wrestlers, the women that come over, they all enjoy competing in the show because of the fact they get a fair crack of the whip, the fairest crack of the whip, and also get an opportunity to finish the damn match. Remember, it's not just I think an important point to remember from the athlete's perspective, speaking from sort of my past when I was pulling on the table, you don't want to win on fouls either. The people that are watching in the crowd don't want to see fouls. They don't want to see matches decided on fouls. And the arm wrestlers themselves don't want to win or lose on a foul. That isn't what they came for. That isn't what they trained for. They're trained to kick ass. They're trained to come over and put on a good show. They're trained to go home with their opponent having given them, Devon likes to always say, the head nod. And I get that 100%. You want to go home knowing you won or lost. Let's have a look what else we've got in the chat here, guys. Is WAL dying off, Dan Groom? Absolutely not. No. Neil, are you still with the WAL? Absolutely yes. 110%. I am a WAL guy until told otherwise. I love them. I think WAL are great. Fabulous thing for the sport. And they are open to evolve, learn, change. Good setup, good set of guys. And as long as I'm given the opportunity to work with WAL, I'll continue to do so. That's not to knock other organizations. They're doing their thing. But I'm a big fan of the World Arm Wrestling League and will continue to support those guys. Let's have a look. Only 7 million Bulgarians. Never knew it was so few. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Marco. Not a big country in terms of... if you look at it per capita, the amazing pullers they've had come out of there, it's remarkable. You know, they've had some of the most exceptional, and I don't mean just guys that just win matches, it's the manner in which they win matches. Just really fabulous arm wrestlers, great pullers, really good technical well-roundedness, you know. Foxball 8, Jeff Hale. Mate, yeah, Jeff. Speaking of Jeff last week, God, I love Jeff Haley's Iron. Such an entertaining guy, such an articulate fella, and such a smart bloke. Great dude to have on the card. Looking forward to seeing Jeff again. A lot of time for Jeff. He's a great lad. Marco, Neil, come back. You know, one day, brother. Never say never. Hey, but I'm getting old. I can't compete with these young kids now that are training their balls off. Young man's game, mate. Young man's game. But listen, I love arm wrestling, and if there's an opportunity to pull that I can get myself in any kind of shape, of course, I'd love to have to do that. But I like watching the men of now, the guys that are chasing it hard now, that are focusing 100% now. The Talgats, the Bojadars, those guys. That's where it is right now. Henry, Boaz Lol, thanks, mate. Mindaugas, Yanis, awesome stuff, but we want to see Paul Lim. Paul Lim will be here, mate. Paul Lim will be arm wrestling in Reality Check as well. And he's going to be going against Adrian O'Dwyer, we believe. Let's have a look. Gonzo, Blue is quite underrated, I think. He finds a way, it seems to me. Blue's a great arm wrestler, mate. Ryan Bowen can pull. You may love Ryan Bowen, you may hate Ryan Bowen, and I'm sure there's people in both camps, but let me tell you now, Ryan Bowen can arm wrestle. Whether you love him or hate him, dude can pull. Let's have a look here. We got Jerry Cadorette. Will we see Jerry there? You know what? I would absolutely love to have Jerry Cadorette on an Arm Wars card. I'm not sure he's ever pulled Arm Wars. I don't think he has. Jerry Cadorette. I got somebody was mouthing off in one of the chats the other day and said that I overrated Jerry Cadorette, and yeah, I laughed so hard I nearly sucked my shorts up my own arsehole. Yeah, and he put something like Jerry's not that good. Jerry's not that good. Okay, opinions vary. Board Brazink. All right, son. So Neil, I will gladly crack some hands in the UK, but I'll probably be on my boat that day. I bet you will, mate, eating an ice cream. Hey, Lee Holland in the chat. Lee, all right, mate. Yeah, takes me back. Lee Holland, good friend of mine from years ago. Nice to see you, as fat as me. Probably fatter, Lee, I would have thought. I don't know, though. I'll ask Tom. He can bring me some pictures. Yeah, great to see Lee Holland. For those of you who don't know, Lee, the Bulldog Holland, one of the UK's finest. Absolute animal. A very good friend of mine for a lot of years, Lee. He's a good dude. We had some good times. And what a beast that guy was. Aussie arm wrestler Jake in the mother fluffing house. Neil, you big ledge. Can't wait to have a beer with you. Ready, bang! Keep up the great work. Aussie arm wrestler, good to see you, Jake. You're up and about in Oz then. I was wondering what time will it be over there? Like 7 a.m. or something? Early doors, he's on it. Let's have a look. Always Marco GT5 about the world's strongest man also. Always nice to see Eddie and Brian reunited. Yeah, they miss each other, mate. They do. So let's see what else we've got in here. Yeah, Levan Gasparini, Terry is a legend. Wish they would have live streamed World's Strongest Man. So do I, mate. It would have been great if they could have done that. Didn't happen on this occasion, but yeah, I understand why they're looking for that. They're looking for the audience there. At Christmas all over the goddamn world when they show it. Todd Ham. Devin has a massive skill set and had a superb plan. Yes, he did. Did great over there. I'm surprised Hutchins lost. Yeah, it's a funny one, that. It's a funny one. You have to take your hat off. My hat can't come off far enough for Todd, because I think I said it on the Fix show. If his plan was to go back to the United States with everybody knowing just how badass and strong he is, once again, he achieved that mission. I feel like Todd will be kicking himself a little bit, and I know he was down on his performance because I messaged him. I want to catch up with Todd. Todd's a great dude, a very honest guy, diligent arm wrestler, strongest. I mean, the strongest, probably, you know. Absolute unit, mate, beast. And I feel like he could have won that match. I'm sure I know he could have won that match, but great job by Zolev. He pulled well. He pulled intelligently. He walked around Todd. He didn't go through Todd, and that's the best way. If you're going to pull Todd Hutchins, and it's about you winning and losing, and you winning and losing, and your legacy, sure you want to go around him. Strong man to go through. Derek, who misses Danny Tesh, mate. Like a flower misses the rain. Danny Tesh, what a legend. The greatest. He is indeed Iron Dick. Yeah, Danny. Hopefully he comes back at some point. Let's have a see. Let's do a knock over any super chats that I have missed, guys, and then we'll walk back into the chat a little bit again. Let's see. I think we got 249 people on. Who would have thought it? Adam H, 2 fixed t-shirts arrived. Absolutely perfect. Adam, send us some pictures, mate. Get them fired over to supernaturalstrengthchannel at gmail.com so we can see those puppy dogs. Quality, aren't they, as well? The fixed shirts are the balls. The links to the fixed shirts are in the description, but I'll tell you what, they are cool as they're mint. Neil, can you beat Bart Wood? Never pulled Bart Wood. Do I think I can beat Bart Wood? Yes. Does Bart Wood think he can beat me? Probably yes. Merlo versus Nanostad. It's funny you should say that, son. Yeah, I love Jason Merlo. Is Jason Merlo even in the chat or anything? Sometimes Jason tunes in. I'd love it if Jason Merlo was on here because I have got... Jason knows that I'm a Jason Merlo fan, dude. Kevin Robertson and Jason Merlo, I'm massive fans of. Both stout as shit. I love both guys. Whoa, super chat coming there from DCS Beamer. Hey, Neil, just checking in, mate. Good to have you on the show. Thanks for the support, mate. Really appreciate it. Like, whoa, Jason Merlo is in. Jason. All right, son. Yeah, Jason Merlo. What about this, right? Hypothetically speaking, what about... We all talk about the hook, the inside, the guys that pull in those positions. What about if you had like an exclusive battleground of top rollers? What about if I put together Kevin Robertson, Nicholas Nanostad, Jason Merlo, and Jordan Davis? All tall, rangy top rollers. How'd that be? Everybody interested in that? Let me know in the chat if you like that, how that looks. That could be an interesting one. Gennady Quickvini versus Big Daddy. Says Doug Mutty at mate. That's an amazing match. I would love to see that. Shane Elliott, Neil versus Uncle John. Yeah, Uncle John. I think it's not fair on Uncle John at the moment because he's a little smaller than I am, but he's certainly more table ready and more trained. And Uncle John's going to be on the card. He's pulling David Bradford. And they're going to be pulling with the left hand that I would imagine. That's going to be a blinder. Graham, what about Neil versus John Brasink? Now, that's a match I'd be interested in. I'd love to pull John. Always. I mean, who the hell wouldn't, right? It's John. Pulled him many, many times, but it never gets old. Unlike me and John. Dimitri Dustbin. Neil loves Jerry. And Neil loves men. Don't mind a man, son. I mean, you know, ideally prefer women a lot. But take what I can get. If it's late enough and I'm pissed enough. Now then, here we go. Let's have a look. That's a lie, incidentally. I wouldn't. Reminds me of that one time in prison. Kevin Robertson is in the chat. Kevin Robertson's put Merlo, hands off Nanostad, he's mine. I love it. And Jason Merlo, very, very tough match, but absolutely pulling Nanostad is part of my ladder list to climb. Oof, it's on in the chat. It's on. Let's see. Lachlan Adair versus Hermes Gasparini. Luke Alive's just come in and said, with a question there, and he's just put, you know that Igor is going over to see Levan. Any chance you can get them on the show live? Yeah, probably a good chance, mate. Whether that'll happen very soon, I don't know. But yeah, that could happen. We got Levan coming on soon. I'm in touch with Levan pretty regularly, and he's going to be coming on. Great dude. Let's have a look what else we got. Trying to get through as many of these as I can, guys. Bear with me a little bit. Yeah, Lachlan Adair versus Hermes. Lachlan's a great arm wrestler, but I think Hermes is way, way too much for him right now. Hermes is... I'd have to see more from Lachlan, more experience from Lachlan. I feel like that's a bit, throwing him to the slaughterhouse stylistically a little bit. Hermes is breathing some rare air. He's beating a lot of dudes. Rob's old stuff, ever arm wrestled Johnny Walker. I did arm wrestle Johnny Walker, but only on a practice table when I was a baby, when I was a pup. And Johnny Walker treated me with kid gloves and was super respectful individual he always is. And just let me have a little bit of a pull on his arm before just squeezing me over to the pad. Johnny Walker, absolute legend of the sport in every sense of the word, and one of the best to ever do it. And talk about made for the game. Jesus Christ. Phenomenal. Johnny Walker, what a man. Neil Pickup versus Aussie Arm Wrestler and Arm Wars in the commentary booth. Aussie Arm Wrestlers on it. Jake's on it. Let's have a look. Did you pull Sarunas Manaka? You know what, mate? I don't know. Maybe I have. I don't recall a match. I don't recall a match. I can't answer that question. So apologies if I have and don't remember that, Paul. Tabletop arm wrestling, eh? Neil, do you think you could persuade the WL to get someone like Ryan Clark a super match? He was always entertaining in Arm Wars. I'll tell you what, mate, if Ryan Clark was still arm wrestling, I'd have him in anything. Ryan Clark's ace, and he was always super entertaining. Guys, a top-class puller, just hadn't been active. And there are so many guys that are active, you got to give those guys the nod, So it's the active people that are going to be getting the matches. Bombay 1, 2, 3. Neil, tell us your secrets to having an uncrackable wrist. The thickness of John Holmes' old fella. Mate, I can tell you the secret of that. It was genetic. Yeah. Hadn't done me any favours, though. I smashed my wrist pretty bad catching my little boy on his motorbike. And about, I would say, 13, 14 months ago, twisted my wrist and arm right over, and my wrist cracked and popped a couple of times, and it's been problematic since, mate. But yeah, my wrist has always been my best friend all my career. So if I was going to start pulling again, I'd need to invest some time in getting that right again. I really would. Let's have a look. I think we've just had a super chat come in from Dave. Keep rocking it. Still learning every day about arm wrestling. Devon, Vitali and Todd are legends. Yeah, absolutely, mate. They really are. All monsters. I mean, the Latin is a beast. And Devon on that latest form, so many matches out there for him. It'd be amazing. So let's have a look. Todd Ham, two biggest differences with WAF and the WAL that North American pullers need to learn: not going slow out of the gate and no running fouls. Yeah, it's a different world, mate. It really is a different world. But yeah, I'm not going to get into sort of the rule system stuff too much tonight because I feel like it's been talked to death. I think Gary Roberts is looking to sort of reinvent the wheel over on his channel, so I don't want to tread on his toes and spend too long on that kind of thing. We'll concentrate on different stuff over here. Let's have a look. Yeah, people liking the top roll thing. 4-way class would be good, yeah, and it would be a battleground class, mate. So what we call a baby battleground. So it is a 4-manner. The full battleground was like the Gathering, so you've got 8 men in there, and that is punishing. At the end of that, the lads won't even be able to hold their dick. At the end of the night, terrible. Powerful Poelli, David Bradford even beat Ironstone Gary Rickett left-handed last match. Would love to see Kyle Hutchinson versus Ironstone again. Yeah, I don't know whether Kyle's fit at the moment. I know he tore his pec tendon, and he's probably got a little bit of time to get himself back to fitness. A few people calling out a match for myself and Bart Wood. Will you compete anywhere in the future, Mohammed Narat? Very likely, mate. I will pull somewhere. I'm not training, and I'm not going to train. I'm not going to lie to people and say, "Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm going to train my ass off." But I will pull again at some point. I don't expect I'll be training hard and going to try and win stuff though. To be perfectly honest, I'll just get on the table and go for it. Okay, let's have a look. what we got here. Matt, tickle my limits, Lara. Neil, you're the man. I'm a guy with a smaller hand of only 7 3/4 inches, but my wrist seems to be developing very quickly compared to training partners, mate. Yeah, well, there's been some great arm wrestlers with small hands. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It's learning how to protect it right. Gary Goodridge was a super heavyweight that beat most super heavyweights in the world for a good 8 to 10 year period. Didn't have big hands, but god damn, he had great back pressure, a great hook, and was very explosive. So everybody's got their way. Keep going, mate. Don't give up and keep working that wrist. If you the strap can be good for you, mate. Little tip: the straps can be really good for you with that small hand if you learn to use it, especially if you've got a rock strong wrist. Barbarian Arm Wrestling. Hi, Neil. Been pulling off and on since 80. Wow. Love the resurgence in pulling lately. Too many shows out there to watch religiously. Yeah, there is. But in trying to keep track of all the top competitors, who do you watch? I like to try and scan the game. So I'm looking out for talent for guys for the World Arm Wrestling League, for guys for Arm Wars and other events, and also just to see good pullers. I'm a big fan, as I say, in Europe of guys like Talgat. I think Talgat's amazing. Bojidar's one of my current favorite arm wrestlers. I really enjoy watching him pull. Matt Mask, I love. Matt Mask's an incredibly entertaining arm wrestler. I love a lot of the European guys. People know some of my favorite guys there. I've got a Frodo Hoagland poster on my wall. Jeff Hale's my guy. I love watching him. And I love a lot of the old school lads that are still out there kicking ass. Jerry Cadaret's amazing. But there is some, look, I love a lot of the new lads. I could go on and on and on and on. Like Merlo, love Kevin Robertson. Robbie Russell, I've got my eye on you, mother fluffer. That kid out of California, Oleg Masai, bad man as well, really can pull. I like guys who can pull. I like guys who are diverse. A lot of sweet. Tobias Sporong, I love. I think he's great as well. There's so many mega arm wrestlers out there. Kolchak's amazing. I like Vlad the Destroyer. I can go on and on, mate. I love arm wrestlers and good arm wrestling. I like guys that are not just about the power. They're arm wrestlers. I like guys who utilize that style, utilize that technique, and put it to good use. And they tend to be my favorite pullers. And I like the lads with character and some explosive ability. I mean, I was a bit gutted on the Istanbul card that little Kiraz didn't get the result, because I've always been a massive fan of her. She's iron, pulls with so much heart and explosivity. Didn't work out for her there, but she's one of my favorite pullers as well. Let's have a look. Benjamin K, thanks, mate. Appreciate your comment. Terraforming with Danny Testicles. They told me the perfect Scream name didn't exist. No, seriously, keep up the good work, Neil. I love your content and insight in the sport. Thanks, brother. Really appreciate your super chat. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Just had a message over from Rob Vigent Jr., ladies and gents. Rob Vigent Jr. just messaged me. Maybe we could get Rob in. Rob, dude, if you want to come on, you let me know. You dial in here, dude. I'll send you the link. Get yourself on. Boxball 8, Bodjador is a killer. Yes, he is. Very, very few. Believe me, very, very few men in or around that weight class are doing anything with that guy. I'll tell you right now, Bodjador is an absolute killer. And the guy can arm wrestle. What I really like about Bodjador is that on the red line, he remains composed. That's remarkable. When you get, we got RVJ here, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Vigent Jr. in the mother fluffing house. He might have Heather with him to try to connect that audio. Rob, can you hear me? How you doing, Rob? Can you hear me, mate? His audio's knackered. We'll give Rob a second to get in. Hey, there he is. All right, dude.
What's cooking, man?
Mate, have you missed me? It's been so long since we were on.
Yeah, it's been a good while.
Yeah, it's been at least like 4 hours. Interesting conversation today.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting, and for sure, it's left me with a lot of curiosities.
And it's official, Rob. It's official. The match is on. Arm Wars reality check. Is this your third outing in Arm Wars? Certainly your second, isn't it?
Yeah, second for sure. I had a couple different opponents my first time, so it seems like there was more. So I pulled
right.
three guys my first Arm Wars.
And how do you rate this match compared with your first opponent, mate? Because obviously, for those who don't know, you'd been out of the sport and you came back into the sport to pull Marcio, didn't you?
Yeah. I was out for a little bit and I pulled Marcio. You know, a lot of people use the term off the couch, but that wasn't off the couch match. I just was young and cock strong and felt that I couldn't get hurt and I didn't need to train. I just felt that I was that dude. So I just took the match. And then there was Steve Green was after that, and then Ian Carnegie left-handed. So it was a busy weekend.
And it turned into like a criminal barnstormer 3-3.
Yeah.
Mega.
Yeah. We left battered and bruised for sure. You know, there was injuries that followed, and I think on both parts. It was you know, it's good.
Didn't I look back at it up and you come back for 3? Do we need 3-0 up?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I told the story before, but you know, when the first one when he just like hammered me, it was like shell shocking because I thought we were kind of cooler than that. I thought he was just gonna kind of like ease in there with me because we were like you know, Bulky and that other fucking guy from Perfect Strangers skipping down the road. I thought we were gonna be chill. But no, he tried to jump on you. He took all the restrictors off and put the hammer down. So yeah, there was some shell shock there for sure.
So, mate, am I allowed to let people know like what's going on in the background with you from a work perspective thing? Because
yeah, I'm an open book. You know, it's all good.
Okay, so this is listen in the conversations leading up to Arm Wars reality check for the people in the chat. I found out that in private chats with Rob that he has lost his source of income, which is devastating circumstances for anyone right now, a victim of the situation with COVID-19 globally. Terrible circumstances. So guys cut off at the knees, and I figure, all right, the match is not going to go ahead. We're going to have to change it. And Rob was like, well, you know, I've put my ass on the line. I've made a commitment. The East versus West thing went down a certain way. I feel like I need to get over there and try my best, at least, to restore the balance. May not be able to train as hard as I would have liked because I'm going to have to try and find work wherever I can get it. And that's going to take priority to feed my family. Now, I know, Rob, you weren't going to come on and say this kind of shit. But I also know that that's the reality of your world right now. So I wanted to sort of throw you some rope in that respect, mate, because it made me think, what a frigging warrior. I won't be honest with you. It really did. Yeah, I thought that every credit to you, mate, because I know how much it means to you to get the recognition.
Right.
So you impressed me a great deal by just your willingness to go balls out in that kind of circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you throwing me that kind of put it out there because this win, you know, was really important for me to cement that global kind of legacy. But when I look at a kid, you know, today we were on the talk with Sasho to cement the deal, and I see Bojidar in the car with him, who we just talked about is probably like the best 70 or 80 kilogram in the world. And then you got Sasho, and then he talks about his guy that I don't know if it's the coach, Svet and Gashevsky, and then you got Krasimir. When you add up the world titles amongst these guys, they're like healthy double digits way up there. Oh. And these guys, I'm not going to out train this guy. I'm not going to out team this guy. I'm not going to out youth this guy. What I've got to hope is that I've got something in my toolbox he's never encountered. And he might think he has because he's so conditioned to think that in their mentality that the world's is the elite and he's going to encounter all the very, very best. But I know what I cannot do. I can't out-train him. I can't out-team him. I just got to show up being me, which is a total fucking weirdo, and give him something he's never felt before. And it makes me nervous, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be me in the Raw.
Yeah, I mean, we just had a super chat coming for you, Rob. White Wolf, thanks for your super chat, mate. He's just put, RVJ watched your video the other day, and you are the guy that has hustle and keeps it real. I've no worries for you, mate. Go kick ass and take names.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your super chat, White Wolf. But just coming back to that point, it's quite difficult, isn't it? Because as you said, and again, I loved your sort of raw, your typical raw honesty with this. Said, look, I don't know where, and it was like you were apologizing to me, sort of like, I don't know where I'll be at that time, but I'll come and try my best type attitude, because you couldn't really commit to how hard you can train. Now, people might think that's bullshit, but that's genuinely how it came across to me, you know.
Well, you got different mentalities going into this. I mean, from the looks of it, Sasha was a young kid, and God bless him. He's been kicking ass in this game since he's been a teenager at the highest level, and now he just seems like he's chilling, and his friends happen to be world-class arm wrestlers too. You know, by theory of osmosis, the guy's going to be a bad motherfucker. Yeah. So me, I'm just over here trying to, I'm almost twice his age, and I'm trying to get by with the family. I'm not looking for a crutch. But what I'm saying is what he can prioritize is going to be different than what I can prioritize. But I'll fluff it. And I just happen to think that maybe God designed me a little bit different, that I'm going to show him something that he's never encountered. I'm going to do something to him. This old fucking dog can't teach him a new trick. I believe that.
I think it's a great match, and that's why I wanted that match so bad. Obviously, I'm very sorry that it's happening in the circumstances it is, mate, where you have lost your source of income. And as you said the other day, maybe between now and then, something else comes up and you can reset a little bit and get some more training done.
Give me 1 second. Talk around. I gotta grab my daughter. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries, dude. So while Rob's away, I'll just have a quick look what we've missed in the chat, and we can come back onto that in a moment. Oh, let's have a look. Merlot's getting into it on the chat. I see you. Yeah, it'd be great if Jason can get over. If we could get Jason over, I'd love that. And I'd also love to see Kevin Robertson get an outing as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't think we missed too much in there. Oh, we got a Ash Alaman there. Liliev's hands are small. Lucas said it was an advantage for Arsenal when they pulled. Yeah.
No worries.
Hey, there you go.
My wife had to go and sounds like a country song, but problems with the family dog, and I think he's going down for the count.
Ooh. Yeah, you have
I got the kids.
Ideal. Yeah, so joking aside, mate, obviously you tell us what you know about Sasha Andreev.
Well, I know he's about as elite gets, right? Because he's got wins on the other elites that we call super legends. So he is the embodiment of the super European that we all from North America hear about. I want to say that Coach Ray said he had like 7 WAF titles, a multitude of European and other high-level championships. He's got wins on guys in the top 8. And he looks to be, everyone talks about leverage, right? Long arm, big hand. But there is a yin and yang in that, like all martial arts and everything. And there is a spot in this sport where a long arm is a liability. A long arm is not helpful. And when it curls in, joint and elbow, and you're going to pull somebody out from, here, pulling out something, it's like back in the days when I did gripboard stuff and I used to bend steel while you bend a 7-inch bar, it's easier than bending a 5-inch bar.
Yeah.
So pulling somebody out of a tuck that's got a shorter forearm is harder strength equivalent than a longer forearm. So, I mean, if you're backing up with your forearm like Vitaly Latin or Matt Mask, that's great if they get there. If it coils in real coiled, the shorter arm guy has the advantage. Mm-hmm. So it's yin and yang with that whole short arm, long arm thing. There's always, a contrast to it. And Sasho seems to be very, very, very proficient at finding that spot where he gets in there. And it's not just in there, he gets in there with his structure, and his structure looks so sound. I mean, I got such incredible respect for him, and he just looks like he's perfected the art of arm wrestling for him.
Yes.
And he's done so good at it that he's beat all the other guys that you would think are stereotypically built to beat him. He's found that lane. He's a powerful guy. You can't say he's built for it, but he's built for what he does. What he does, silver bullets people. He's a fucking werewolf killer.
Dude,
he's a vampire killer.
Yeah. He's the
know what I mean?
Guy.
I got extreme respect for him.
I remember you saying to me about the comparison you drew between another rock solid frame arm wrestler in Sylvain Perron.
Yeah.
And there are some, stark similarities there. I mean, I think I'd say Sasho's even more unorthodox just because of the amount of he tries to upset your timing. Just seen in the chat there as well. Too Smooth. Neil, let us know where we can help Rob. Well, one of the things, there's going to be a number of things. I mean, you can support Rob's YouTube channel and help that area. But also, we're going to be doing, I don't know whether people in the chat know, but we're going to be doing unique, one-of-a-kind shirts. So there's going to be an Arm Wars reality shirt for each athlete. So Rob Vigent Jr. there'll be an Arm Wars reality Vigent Jr. shirt, okay? Which I will send a link over to Rob so that he can promote that shirt and sell it on his channel and so on. I'll also push that as hard as I can from him. There'll be in the links to all the shows in the build-up for the event. Any shirts that are sold there, the money will go to Rob. Sasha,
that's very generous. I wasn't aware of that.
No, I know you weren't, mate. But we're just trying to get to a situation, Rob, where we can assist you. Obviously, I really feel for the plight you have at the moment. I know you're.
It's all right. I've been down this road before. It's just a shuck and jive. It's like hopscotch.
Yeah.
You kind of you figure out left and right, and you make a move. I grew up like this. Steady is what's uncomfortable for me. Feeling like you're in fuck city is like the comfortable seat that I take on the bus. It's like, I know this place. You know what I mean? Like, you get to know it. But sincerely, like, on Sasho, he's got my full attention. I'd love to be able to be all I can be for it, but I'll come in a handful. But he's super real, and it's one of the few people that I've pulled that if he does just stomped my ass, I'd be okay. No, I wouldn't be okay with it, but I would know that at least he was super tried, true, legit, and he stomped other guys we call legends. I mean, he's as high a level as you can get until you get into the super heavyweight, super elite.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Now, not to deviate too much from that, and we will come back to the match a little bit, mate, but one of the things I wanted to ask you on was the whole Toddzilla Zoloyev thing.
Yeah.
How you saw that, what were your sort of thoughts and feelings at the time? Just give us a bit of a breakdown on that, mate. Did you expect that, or did it shock you a bit?
I was suspect of it. The second I saw, everybody wanted to see how it goes with Zoloyev and Sasho in a hook. And when Zoloyev did that to Sasho, I figured he had kind of a light bulb moment that was like, maybe I got a little something here with my hand and wrist strength that I could play this game without having to be known as that hooker, right? That I could have a massive hook if I'm caught there, but actually win arm wrestling matches. Because at the end of the day, I've said this before, nobody cares about how you win. It's win, lose. It's much like the fight game. Win, lose. I don't care if you wrestled and rolled around and choked somebody or you punched them in the jaw. At the end of the day, it's win, lose on your record. And I think he came to that conclusion that he didn't have to be that hooker. He didn't have to be the guy who beat the hooker in the hook.
Yeah.
So I think he was working on developing that. And he showed that with Sasho. And then he further developed that for Todd. And Todd was coming out of the guys that they were going to be like loud and proud samurai and pull out a sword and sword fight each other. When he's like, no, I'm a sniper now. And I'm going to just shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
Good night. I don't need a sword anymore. I'll just shoot you.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people were disappointed that he didn't go in that position. But if you're Zoloft, like you say, you're going to run around the dude.
You know, I talk about the fan base for the most part. You know what they are? People always, if you listen to the majority of the field, they always want to walk you down the least desirable path. They're like when you're outside at recess and the big fucking goon is trying to get on your shit, they're like, fight, 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 fight. But if they were the ones in your shoes, they'd be shitting their fucking pants, wishing somebody would deliver them from that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in there, they want to see the carnage. They want to see someone get torn apart. But when they're in there, they could never deal with the heat of that situation. So when the guy's on with the lights in his face and his country pride is on him, and he's coming off of a 6-round losing loss, and he just wants to fucking win, people are like, winning's not good enough all of a sudden. It's how about how you win? Man, fuck that shit. That's winning is winning. Zoloev went beast mode. Do I think there's that big of a gap between him and Todd? Absolutely not. I just think that Todd got conditioned to getting the straps easy, and I think that Zoloev conditioned himself on what to do with Todd. I think Zoloev fucking dialed it on Todd, and Todd thought the straps would be an easier situation than he thought. And then next thing you know, a few rounds later, one guy figured out he had a good game plan, the other guy figured out he had a bad game plan. Mm-hmm. If they did it all over again, do I think there's a big gap? No fucking way. I think Todd could come back and win that match. But on that day, same thing with Matt Mask and Hermes. Yeah. People going back to the first match with Hermes going, you were so wrong about that analysis. It's like, no. Matt still spanked Hermes a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And a year and a half later, Hermes won. It doesn't change the past. The past did happen. Sorry, guys. It happened.
You got Matt Tickle My Limits Larrett's just come in with a super chat for you, mate. Matt, thank you for that. He's put, what's up, RBJ?
What's up?
I love the truth you spill. Can't wait to watch you pull again. Well, you're going to get it, Matt. It's coming, mate. It's coming. COVID permitting. I keep crossing my fingers.
Thank you.
Okay, arm wrestler. Oh, this is good for you, mate, to be honest as well. Okay, arm wrestler. Neil or Rob, have you ever dabbled in sit-down arm wrestling? Fellow Oklahoman, Jeff, the Hellraiser Hale, went to sit-down nationals and cleaned house recently. You want to go first? Should I?
Okay, so I never dabbled in formal arm wrestling. I'll go first. But the guy that trains with me went out there and smoked out 5 weight classes, no problem.
Who was that, mate?
Richie Durant.
Okay.
I think sit down's good for me because I got such a strong bottom end bicep, and I can usually control. I can control without having to dip low. Yep. A lot of guys that have trouble with their top roll have to sit when they top roll. You know what I mean? And the seat inhibits them. Through the years, I've kind of learned more of like a taking people under with my hand and wrist, and I can top roll more torquey through my shoulders.
Yep.
But I've never done an official tournament. I've played with it at my training, but the guy I trained with went and decimated sit-down nationals.
Yeah. Yeah. I to answer your question from my perspective, yes. Pulled the world championships when I was a puppy at sit-downs. Used to be alternating at that time. So 1 year stand-up, 1 year sit-down. Sit-down was a lot more side pressure, a lot more inside strength orientated, more
shoulder,
difficult.
elbow.
Yes, very joint heavy, more difficult, less, I'm going to say less easy to utilize the whole range of outside techniques. I liked it, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. With having not the longest arm in the world, it allowed me to hit areas.
You can't be as slippery, right? You can't be as slippery with sit down.
Hey, guess who's just maybe coming in here? Derek Smith. Let's have a Derek Smith.
Derek.
mother fluffing house. Let's have a look. Let Derek in. Hey, there he is.
With the sideways. You're like dancing on the ceiling. Like, what's that? What's that?
Neck triangle fluffer. All right, Derek.
What's going on, guys? Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Now then, you know what, Derek? It's good to see you, mate. Because I was only thinking about you today, not in the way. I mean, everybody knows, like men, but it's not. But usually not that big. Now then, let me tell you something. Nice haircut, by the way.
Hey.
Well, anybody think?
Yeah, see? Just trying to follow your lead, bud.
There it is. All you need is back tits and shrink about 1.5 foot. You're right there.
Might have back tits.
Now,
what's up, Rob?
What's up, bro?
Have you two ever arm wrestled?
No.
Nope.
I don't think we've even met.
Get the out of here. Have you not? Now that is.
I don't think so.
He's West Coast.
So.
Wow.
Did you come out for any West Coast WAL events?
No, I was out for one of the original UAL events in California for my 30th birthday, but that was 10 years ago.
I was at UAL 8, but I was nobody and I didn't meet you there. But I was there when you pulled Herman and all them. I was there for that one.
Yeah, that was a few years later.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Now, Derek.
What's up?
Dude, saw you active in the chat earlier on. You're saying, why don't you get Derek Smith in Arm Wars? So, would you be keen to come over and pull in Arm Wars, mate?
Yeah. Do I have to call soccer football?
No.
No. Then yeah, I'm in.
I mean, when you call it soccer, we'll call it.
But do we still call cigarettes fags?
Can't possibly comment, mate.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Moving on, right?
Oh, Daniel Urick with a super chat, mate. Thank you very much for your super chat, brother. He's put Mega Mike, #1 in Cali. Congrats for having such an animal on your team. Hey, you got a big match coming up. Before we get into the whole Arm War scene, you got a big match coming up with the mighty Tom Nelson.
Yeah. September 4th. Me and Tom, he awoke from his slumber apparently for the last few years and decided to call out every known human being like he does every once in a while. And my name was raised and I said, let's figure it out. So we'll find out who's king shit right-handed in California, supposedly. Yeah. That's what the match
right hand?
Who's the man? Right.
He's pulling Tony Tomlinson left-handed.
Okay. Well, Rob's Rob, have you pulled him? You pulled
Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, at different points in my career, mostly early points. But yeah, I've got experience with Tom. I love Tom.
He's right serious. He's right. It's a good arm.
I used to consider him the that what we call the gatekeeper to the real elites. So back in the day, he used to wear this shirt around to the tournaments that was like the old like when you see on the back of the Ford trucks where you sit on like Chevy or something. So it would be like Brezink, Barbosa, Bajent, Bath. Those are pretty much the four that he couldn't be. But everybody besides that, he would stomp like they weren't even. He would win everything that they were not at.
That was a great shirt as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was epic. I mean, I would love to throw back one of those. But he was. I mean, Tom has had different runs. I want to say that maybe he had a little bit of a better run left-handed, but I mean, his right was rock solid, and he's versatile. I mean, he's got lanes that he can really put the boots to somebody. He's been in the game a long time. He's good.
Yeah,
if he's on point, he's good.
Oh yeah, he's really good. I mean, you're talking about a man who's got wins against
everybody can get caught with their pants down. He's good.
Had a great day also at the World Championships in 2010. Maybe
right. And I saw him. One of the first experiences I saw was watching him at I think it was the 2004 Vegas when he was in full rage mode when he like beat Sylvain Perron and he beat a bunch of other cats and he was full rage out. I mean, he's got a lot of capability and he's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm not underestimating Tom at all. He's I definitely have a lot of respect for him. I mean, he's always been #1 in California. It's just we never really had a chance to clash, and I'm at an all-time strong right now, so I think it's a good time to figure it out.
Yeah, it is, and it's like you say, it's a good measuring stick. We got Mike Kohlberg coming with a super chat. Thanks, mate, and he's a big fan of Derek Smith. Must be one of the Discord guys.
No, that's my teammate Mega Mike. That's the
Right,
one
there
that
you
beat
go.
that.
Oh, this is the guy.
Yeah, that's the one that beat Cody
That's
Merritt in the hook,
mother
but he got him in there.
right there.
Yeah, that's Mega Mike.
Mike, you're the guy.
That's the guy.
Everybody be messaging me. Have you seen this new guy?
That's the mother fluffer right there.
The mother fluffer right there. Thanks for your super chat, dude. He's put love me some Derek, Mega Mike.
My boy.
Checking that out. David, thanks for your super chat, mate. 199 super chat from David. Devon versus Travis, king of the table, 2 left. Thoughts? I don't even know whether Travis is keen anymore, if I'm honest. We'll have to see. Travis has the capability from a driven, focused Travis Bajan, unquestionable. Will we meet that guy again? Ask Travis. I don't know. Travis is...
If the money is right. If the money is right.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, but I think the game's evolved around him. Some of the games he got along with playing, and some of the rough play and the strap play and the bullshit, I think people have stepped up to that game, and it's become, everyone's risen to a level that has been set. And when the old expression, if the money's right, that's a safety net. I've been in tournaments where the money was very right, and he wasn't the winner.
Well,
So that's bullshit.
Travis's style is pretty unorthodox, though. I mean, it's not a style we come across often. That might pose problems for people nowadays. Still,
not with Devin. Devin and him got about 20 years of history.
That's true.
I always think that the hit and the style of Travis is a problem left-handed for Devin. Not necessarily that dude that was in Dubai, whatever that was. Yeah, because
Voltron.
A bit of a beast right there. Bradley Harrell, thanks for your super chat, mate. Hey, Neil, Robin, Derek, just saying hi. Love the show, mate. Thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Helps out a great deal. Yeah, I haven't spoken to Travis in a while. Maybe I'll give him a buzz and check out where his head's at and so on. But I know he's enjoying being a dad and bloody well should be proud. He's got a great family and his sons are friggin' savages. Both of them college football stars, quarterbacks for their team, absolute athletes. Love watching those kids. When he puts up the CrossFit stuff, some of the numbers that they're putting out, they're fit lads. They're cracking out some serious weight. And I think youngest kid's only like 14, 15 years old. How's he going to be when he's 25? What a monster. He's got, tell you what, mate, he's breeding some badasses there. But yeah, it's all about Travis and his level of interest in the game, mate, is where we'll leave that one. Now then, Derek Smith.
Hey.
What about this for a little? Let's tease a match. Okay. Let's tease a match. How do you rate, and just to set the tone, we're not talking about speed, because that's an obvious answer. How do you rate Lachlan Adair? Where do you
Lachlan? Lucky.
You buy into the Lachlan Adair hype? You buy into to Ryan Bowen's Lachlan Adair hype?
Ryan has Lachlan at like top 10 in the world or some level right now, right? Somewhere
of all time.
Comfortably.
Of all time.
Comfortably.
So that hype, no, not that hype. I do believe Lachlan is very strong. I think he has a great build for it. He is a hard worker. I think he's killing it, but I don't think that level. I don't think people ask me on my channel a lot about my thoughts on Lachlan, or if I would ever pull him or anything like that. And I generally put Lachlan. I was like, well, I'm thinking he's somewhere around, if he was in the United States in a super heavyweight, somewhere between 10th and 15th is somewhere where I was placing him in terms of strength capabilities. But then again, like such limited information about Lachlan, but I mean, that's kind of the vibe I was getting, but like, there's not a lot to go off of. So do I believe the hype all the way? No, but do I think he's strong? Yeah, of course.
Is it a man that you would be interested in arm wrestling, mate? Maybe in October in England.
I would be keen to cracking Lachlan's wrist wide open for you.
Oh, this is it. Why is Ryan Bowen never in the chat when you want him to be? So much fun with this shit.
No, he doesn't need to be in the chat. He's going to just take this whole situation and voice over it.
Yeah, he'll do a review.
Yeah.
Then he can't have people like us arguing with him.
In about 5 minutes. Before I finish, he'll be already up.
Right. We just because then we can't have a respectable rebuttal to what he says. He's just going to give his piece. One-sided.
Let's have a look in the chat. How much interest is there, guys, in Lachlan Adair versus Derek Smith? Because I like that match. I actually really like that match.
I would definitely be down, figure it out. I know I'm definitely the bigger man, but with the hype that everybody wants to know, and I myself want to know where Lachlan's at, and I'm down to find out and be the guy to find out for everyone where he's at. I'm feeling all-time good, and by then I'll be the strongest human being I've ever been. So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely interested.
Nice little super chat just come in there. I don't know whether you're watching the chat, Derek, but that one's directed at you. Daniel Urix just come in and said, Neil, I would love nothing more than to see Derek get walked on at Arm Wars. Cough, cough. Lachlan, 50-0, Ginger. There you go, son. They love you. Oh, what the good news or the bad news? A lot of interest in you and Lachlan Adair, mate. You'll come back to yes, make it happen. Yes, Derek versus Lachlan.
That's a good contrast. That's like a bigger contrast, like the next weight class up contrast of me and Sasha. When you talk about skeletons and styles, that's very similar. Derek and Lachlan and me and Sasha is very similar when you talk about skeletal builds. But there are those lanes that are privy to the longer guy, and there are those lanes that are privy to the smaller guy. So it's who can dictate their will.
I have to prove to RVJ that a long arm can be efficient. It's my goal.
Can be what?
Efficient and can get victories with a long arm. It's my mission.
Why? I got a long arm, and I get my arm. I actually got an abnormally long forearm. My arm lengthwise is as long as Nanastad's, who's almost your height. And I've been getting victories. I never said you can't get victories. I'm just saying it's not a guaranteed recipe for victory. It could be a liability if you're weak.
Got you. I got you.
Right, I'm gonna put Derek on the block the other way then. Derek,
what's up?
Sasho, Rob Vigent Jr. It's the main event of the Arm Wars reality check card. How do you see that going, dude?
I've been asked this a lot. It's obviously something that comes across my desk here in the office quite often. I've been giving Rob the edge on this. I'd say that Rob has too many tools for that and too many answers for that particular problem. I've seen some small adjustments out of Sasha in the past, but nothing that's blown my mind when coming across problems. He tends to just, in my opinion, kind of just muscle through things and just jam sideways harder and harder. I think Rob has a lot more tools, and he has obviously the experience. So just on a power level, if it went fully into Sasha's best spot, I think he is pretty violent and he does have a lot of side pressure, but I just don't think it needs to go there, or I don't think it would go there, or be necessary to go there. So I give the edge to RVJ. I have for a while now.
Yeah. So on a lot of that is based, I suppose, on the same stuff that you can apply potentially on Lachlan Adair. And just so you know, I've been messaging the living piss out of Ryan Bowen here, just winding him up on this, saying, got a dude on my show that can smack Lachlan potentially. So
well, I can be Ryan for you if you want. I can also tell you what Ryan would say.
Even if Ryan is asleep,
bring him over for a warm up. Bring him over to just get your arm a little.
He will wake up, because I mentioned it's like, you mentioned. I'm going to try him again now. Just say, mate, you've no idea what's going down here.
Well, Ryan's going to back his boy. Obviously, Ryan is going to say Lachlan will destroy me and won't even blink an eye doing it.
We don't know. We're gonna know when we know. Like I'm on Derek's camp when the whole thing is we don't have enough information. I think Lachlan is very strong. His gym numbers, his everything. He's a strong dude.
Yeah,
it's really. Gonna be, but so was Larry Wheels. It's gonna be, how does it translate to being an athlete on the table? This is a very unique set of capabilities and movements that sometimes guys that can have very strong gym numbers in this, but they can't put it together fluidly. And when they get against somebody, especially with like the proportions of Derek, if he can use that length to his advantage, you're a fish out of water all day, every day, unless you figure out how to wrangle that in. And when you're training with somebody like Ryan Bowen, who believes that giving this is an option, this is like your Christmas gift, this is your birthday gift, your bachelor party gift, you're never going to know your capabilities. How are you going to be fucking tested with the guy who gives you everything he's trying to take?
And this is awesome. And I'll tell you why. Because I was coming on here to do a solo. And look where we are now. Because I've just had a response from Ryan Bowen. And he's just put, bullshit. I was asleep. You woke me up. I'm coming on.
Oh, here we
Still on
go.
his honeymoon?
Absolute quality.
Here we
I would
go.
expect you. I would expect he's going to come in to tell you all about
Dude,
that.
he looks like his wife's young. He better get some chagging in. Well, she's gonna leave his ass if all he does is take videos. You better cut the bullshit, man. Put the camera down for a hot minute.
I love your guy, my Mega Mike here, mate. Have you seen that? He's coming. He said, "I recommend. Thanks for your super chat, Mike. But I recommend a new guy match, up and comers. Trying to get himself on the card already, Mega Mike.
Yeah.
Matt Tickle My Limits, Larrett. Thanks for your super chat, brother. He just put, just bring my guy Rob over to Australia and shut that whole country up one after another, all in line. Oh, shots fired, son. What's going on? Another one wants you guys to pull RBJ versus Derek from Mon Aldebus. These guys are going to be busy in different rooms, mate. If we can get Derek over there as well, I think that's going to potentially kick it off any second now if Ryan dials in.
I like the idea of the East meets West, kind of like at least have a Western group going with me, that there's like a camaraderie there.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be Aussies out there. There's got to be a good amount of Americans.
Oh, mate, it's on. White Wolf, thanks for your super chat, mate. For all of you, £295 mac and cheese pancakes mask with laser focus. Thoughts? How far does he go? You know what? I don't know. That's on Matt. It's on where he's got the frame to do whatever he wants. I'm not going to encourage Matt to get bigger. I'm just going to encourage him to be Matt Mask, because the funny thing is, and this is going to sound weird, but I would put Matt Mask into any match on any day just because I don't really care who he arm wrestles. I like watching that dude pull. I really do. That is an exciting arm wrestler. He does his thing, and I enjoy watching it. He's a bad man. So I can think of so many great matches. I don't think he needs to necessarily go shooting for the top spot for me to rate Matt Mask. I really don't. I rate him very, very highly doing what he does. And I can think of so many great matches with that guy. I mean, we'll come to this in a minute, but can you imagine Alex Kadetcha and Matt Mask?
I don't think that's a good match.
I like it, mate.
I don't think it's a good match.
Oh, I think it's ace. I'll bet you. We're having a beer on that one, Rob. I think that's a good match. That's another. We'll be talking about that. Save that for the bar, because we're on that one. We can talk about that for a long time. Here we go. Cooper Maxwell coming in, planting the flag. Check this out, Rob. RVJ, make the West great again.
Oh yeah, man. I got a Donald Trump shirt I was gonna wear today. It's like him sideways lifting a weight. It says Donald Pump, and he like had a big weight with like a muscly body and a muscly arm. Fucking mega shirt, Donald Pump. And then I have another shirt that, well, because we're not talking politics, it's called Forrest Pump, and it's when he's sitting on the park bench, and he's got these mega forearms that are like this big, and he's like, I don't know, I just kept lifting and lifting and lifting. It's fucking mega. But I almost wore the Donald Pump shirt on, but there's probably a whole bunch of liberal people that hate my ass anyway.
Or they're going to hate you. You'll end up the new Ryan.
I'm going to make America great again. And if I don't, fuck you, I'll just get off social media.
So, Bradley Harrell, thanks for your super chat, mate. And he's put, Rob has the cutest baby girl in the world. I'll tell you what.
Oh, my God, really? She really is.
She is
Check
super
her out.
Hey,
Look at yourself.
hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Cute, baby.
I'll pull
Daniel
in.
Urick, thanks for your super chat, mate. Is it true that Ryan says Brisbane has 8 guys all in the top 20 in the world? Actually, Daniel, that is true. It's a scientific fact that if you go, I think it's within 100 miles of Brisbane, you gain 1 inch on your penis. And if you actually spend more than half an hour in Brisbane, you naturally become all things man. That is true. Brisbane. It's where Danny Tesh, it's his presence, you see. When you're close to the source. It's like,
is that where his spaceship landed? Was Brisbane?
That's where he came down.
He's like the Australian Superman, right? It
Oh,
came down his pod, landed in Brisbane.
Mate, he's the everything Superman. Danny Tesh.
The Superman's daddy. Yeah.
Danny Tesh is the balls. All this stuff about Brezink gets on my tits. Do these people not know that John Brezink's got a Danny Tesh poster on his bedroom wall? Because that is the thing. Yeah, you ring John right now. Say, John, who's the man? John be like,
Danny Tesh.
Danny Tesh.
He's going to tell you right there. Tell you right now, mate. Danny Tesh. What a man.
Where's Ryan to come in here?
He's
Tell me how
He
Styles
thought about
matchups isn't going to exist all of a sudden. He's going to go off like 4-year-old footage of me. This is going to be great. I can't wait.
Right.
Well,
But he will want to talk about his side pressure in there. Just know he will pirate that conversation and validate his side pressure lanes versus your lanes and shutting down your pronator with his side pressure up fucking whatever. Trust me. Trust me. Be prepared to be pirated and give over all your intellectual loot is going bye-bye.
Get on. Here we go. Here we go. Now it's on.
Say goodbye. All my gray matter on this side of my brain is ready to be fucking absorbed. Here it is.
He'll be so delighted that you're on here, Rob. You know.
Okay,
Where's he at? There he is.
Yeah, proper flexing. Yep,
Go on,
flex.
the ninja. Now then,
What are you sitting in your pool?
Ryan.
Oh,
Morning, mate. What time is it there? About 6 a.m. or something? Just so you know, how far is Jake Ward away from you? He's in Melbourne.
Yeah, he's in Melbourne, so it's like what, 2.5 hours flight.
Let me bring you up to speed, son, because I'm sure he hasn't told you yet. So, Derek's in the chat, okay, on my live show, which was supposed to be a solo show. But you know how things happen. Anyway, one thing leads to another, and we end up with Derek on the show. And I say to Derek, there's a man in Australia, his name is Lachlan Adair. He's known for blistering speed and massive strength, having lived his whole life near the source of Danny, the Testicles Tesh. Now, I said, do you think you can slap this guy around? I think he does believe that he can slap around Lachlan Adair. And bearing in mind, there's not a lot of data on Lachlan Adair right now.
Yeah.
I had to wind you up, Ryan, and get you on and just get an opinion on that. What do you think? What do you think about this dude against your boy?
You did. You legit woke me up. But hey Derek, hey Rob, how you guys are well? Derek, what the hell weight are you right now? Like for me,
427 pounds. No, I'm roughly 360. My scale only goes up 350 at the gym. It's the old one, and I maxed it out. So I'm about 360.
What's that? Like 160 kilos or something. So, okay, so for me, this is actually a really tricky match. I mean, I'm always gonna back Lachlan for what I think he is, but for me, Derek is a very unknown entity. I've gripped Derek, and he was in that category of too big. I couldn't feel it when I gripped him when we trained in San Bernardino 2018. It's hard to know, but obviously, I genuinely think, like, for me, the way I measure Lachlan is I know who I've beaten recently. I can the last 5 guys I faced in a super match, if I just say I'm on par with them, I ask who in North America can do to those 5 guys what Lachlan generally does to me. And it's a very small list of people that I can think of that I go that can stonewall those 5 guys to the same degree that Lachlan can stonewall me. So I think Lachlan, but man, I'm always got respect and full of excitement to see Derek v. Lachlan match. But yeah, I'd go Lachlan.
Now, just before you go any further, Ryan, I'm just going to stop you for a minute there, just interject for a second, because you did say something that resonated with me. And I think the comment was that Derek falls into a rare category of guys that you've experienced where, you know, they were just really, when you gripped them, it was just too big to compare. Now, I have some experience with that. Yeah, my wife has told me.
I actually fall into that same category. Just saying.
Yeah. Well played.
Sorry, carry on. You can crack on now, son. It's all right.
Well played.
Yeah, we've all grown since then.
Yeah.
Especially in warm weather.
I know that Derek is committed. That's the thing. Like when I measure someone's progress or think about someone's potential progress, a lot of it is very much linked to their drive and their commitment. And I know Derek has that drive and commitment. So that's the thing for me that goes, oh, I don't know. Like, to me, these guys were to face, this is two guys that are on a clearly upward trajectory within the sport, and it'll show who's winning that race. It doesn't necessarily mean who's going to get the highest either, but both of these guys have the commitment and the consistency. So it's one of those matches where it's kind of, for me, it's hard to know exactly how it goes, to be honest.
Well,
who's stronger?
I mean, like, we don't know where, like, yeah, it's so many unknowns with you guys being locked down. It's so many unknowns. And then with, I mean, even me and you gripping up, that was like 3 years ago. I'm way different. You're way different. So that's hard to measure off of. The matches you've had with guys, and then the way you and Lachlan pull, that's all styles and stuff. And also, I know my training partners really well. You know what I mean? And so everything's just different. I just don't think there's any like information that's really good enough to have any like rock solid opinion of it.
This is kind of it though, isn't it? Now, let's say you and Lachlan goes down. We get I mean, would you agree with this, Rob? It's the first time we get a real feel for either one where you're at, like on an international basis. I mean, we've got things to draw off where you're at, and we will have more because you're going to pull Tom. If Lachlan comes out there and he's riding the game and runs you over, then everybody would be like, what the hype is real. Having said that, it's quite a risky match for Lachlan in some respects from that sort of coming out and proving the case, because you're a very, very big lad. I mean, what are you, 6'8"?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're 6'8". You got leverage for days. Lachlan's not a tall guy, so he's got to run the gauntlet a little bit there. No way around.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take up a lot of space on that table on that stage if that happens.
And he's pulled big men before. He pulled Micah Yellow.
Well, he trains with what's his name, the big guy. You guys, the really big guy.
Marcus.
Yeah, there you
go. He's one of the 8.
To be honest, yeah, he's definitely one of the 8. He's probably the King Dick of the 8. To be honest, when it comes to potential, Marcus is a frame just like Derek. To be honest, I think Marcus is 6'7" and he's 160 kilos. So very, very, very similar sized human. So it is true. Lachlan doesn't have any dramas containing him in a technical sense or anything like that. But I think Derek has got hell of a lot more experience under his belt than Marcus does. But I know that, for instance, Devon's constantly, every month or so, Devon messages me, asks me how's Marcus going, because he says, it's inevitable that Marcus is going to be the number 1 in Australia at some point. I know Devon's a real believer. So Lachlan definitely has a good training partner in Marcus for preparing for such a match. Without a doubt, that would help him. But for me, what it is about Lachlan is Lachlan's style and shape is actually very different to what a lot of people expect it to be. His last outing at the Zloty Tour, he was very much supinating and wrist flexion and just looking to take a match inside. And if there was any decent top roll against him, he was pretty vulnerable. Same when he pulled Mike Yellow, he was just committing supination straight inside, looking to be in a deep hook. He's really changed that. He's ace. Like he's a big Giannis Amlins in terms of his shape and style. He doesn't utilize that, or he doesn't give that same opportunity to just simply fall in there. If it goes into a hook, it's because someone was strong enough to force it into a hook. So he does everything he can with his fingers, his back pressure, and that fastest focus speed that he's got. It's actually legit there. So,
yeah.
So,
knock over a couple of super chats. Before you came on, Ryan, we're getting some truth spat at us from the mighty Robin Jr., who's just taking all this in right now. And Matt Tickle My Limits Lara is his biggest fan. Matt, thanks for your super chat, mate. He's just put mega. Rob is the best. No bullcrap. The love for RVJ then continues as the mighty Donald Pump has super chatted, Rob. You'll be keen to know. And he's just put, got your back, RVJ. Grip and rip, buddy. Lovely darts.
Thank you.
And just when you thought he's run out of super chat money, no. Daniel Urick comes flinging back in with another $5, and we love him for it. Ryan will give you a blowjob, maybe. And he's put, who is this Derek guy? But I picked Derek. Seems super invested in the sport, mate. You don't get more invested. You're the guy that runs the Discord.
Yeah, and the Reddit.
Discord is like, am I right in saying that's like an all day chat forum?
Yeah, we're on there 24. They don't let me sleep, man. It's just a going chat room all the time. And then the Reddit, dude, Reddit's getting big. I'm almost at 6,000 members on Reddit. It's getting there.
Really?
I know Ryan loves Reddit. It's his favorite place to hang out.
He's on there a lot, is he? Old Bowen, bloody hell, gets around.
Hell no. No, Reddit is like the perfect place for if you want to get all the delusional Ryan Bowen stuff in a condensed place. Go to Reddit.
Here we go. Daniel Urich just come in with another super chat here for you, Derek, and he just put, guys, I just tried a lion strap out. IG lion straps. Tossed the rest I had. Ask Derek about lion straps by Leo. Effing legit. Tell us about that, mate. What is the lion strap?
My teammate, the one I started the team with, Leo Landeros, Ryan knows him. He stayed at his house. He started making straps a long time ago because we didn't have any, and so he made them, and then he'd bring it to practice. And I'd be like, "This is shit. Throw it out. Change this. And over like 7 years, he's kept remaking it until eventually we got it figured out pretty good with all the right types of nylon and buckles and stitching, and so it's. I don't think there's a better strap in the game. I mean, there's other people with similar straps, but I don't think anybody has anything better than the lion straps, in my opinion. But I'm obviously not.
Yeah, I'll certainly throw my weight on that as well. That they're an amazing strap. I have a bunch of them still here with me today. I trained with one just last night. They're really good. They're really good straps.
What's the major difference? Oh, go Rob.
I'll say that I've been getting a lot of heat because recently I went to practice wearing that same shirt you have on, Ryan, because I won a bunch of shit from your Uncle John's, and I actually brought the pound for pound strap. And in trying to train with the straps, we have about 100 different straps at my practice, and they all tear my wrist to shreds. And your strap by far is the best one I use. It's got that feel that doesn't cut. It holds but doesn't cut. So
that's awesome.
I was going to send you a message in between all the fucking love we have going on. But your shit actually that you put out there, legitimately, all the shit I got, the arm warmer and the strap and the shirts and everything it's really diesel. And the strap is really nice. It's nice shit. The best strap I put on, I'm not a super strap connoisseur, but whatever Ryan pimped out there or who he subcontracted it through is really nice.
Ryan, when we do the reality check, do us a favor, bring me 5 sets of strap over. I'll get 5 sets of straps and we'll give them a bust.
Man.
Derek, do us a favor. Same situation, 5 sets of straps or the lion if you can get them, and we'll try those out for reality check, see what they look like.
The one thing about the strap that I've got with pound for pound is it seems to cinch down on you to a degree. It feels like what I would describe as a competition strap, and a competition strap for me is one that doesn't let you move at all. Like when it tightens down, you go, "Oh, okay, it's really got you."
Restrictive on any kind of movement.
It's really got you, and yet it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't bite your skin. It doesn't my skin.
Got that rigid nylon
too much. It doesn't have that hard bite.
Yeah. What about thickness? How thick is it?
It's a standard strap thickness, or maybe 1 or 2 mil smaller, maybe 1 or 2 mil smaller. But that wasn't delivered. That was a manufacturing error. But now I've got them. So
yeah, Mean Machine Arm Wrestling. Just put in the chat there. The pound for pound strap is the best one I've used. And remember, guys, you get 15% off by going to Pound for Pound Arm Wrestling using the code Supernatural. You'll get 15% off all equipment there. Okay, and Ryan's got a lot of stuff, handles as well. Get yourself over there, guys. Get your stuff. A lot of love in the chat for the pound for pound strap, mate. Looks like you're doing a good product there, Ryan Bowen. Really does. So, Ryan, while you're on here, and while Rob's been showing you some love, another thing you won't know because you've been asleep, we made the Arm Wars Reality Check main event official today. We caught up with, I got on the phone this evening with Rob and with Sasha Andrea, and it's a goer.
Yeah. Very nice. That's a special event.
Who've you got?
Oh, I got, if Rob can prevent it from getting to the strap, I got Rob. If it gets to the strap, I got Sasha. I think that kind of like Zaloyev v. Hutchins. I feel like Sasha's style will his hand will be a hell of a lot more secured if it is in the strap, and he'll be able to make the match more in his lane. But obviously, if it's not in the strap, he's going to really struggle to connect to his lane. And I think that as long as if Rob displays that little bit of patience and doesn't allow Sasho to slip, then it's all his. Genuinely, I think that's very realistic as a possibility, given the way I've seen Rob contain Todd Hutchins in the past and prevent him from getting to the strap. So I think that Sasho and Todd are going to have a lot of parallels. Sasho even more extreme. I think he's shorter and more compact than Todd. Probably the most compact arm wrestler I've ever seen in my life when I saw him in person. So I think that there'll be a couple of rounds that there might be a bit of a feeler from both of them. Who wins those feeler rounds will be interesting. But I do think that once, I think Rob will win it. I think Rob will win it because I think he'll have enough. There'll be enough opportunity to feel exactly how low he can grip safely out of the straps and prevent the slip from happening. And I think Rob will still get control of the hand and wrist. I don't think Sasha is going to be able to get control of Rob's hand and wrist out of strap. So I got Rob maybe 4-2 or something like that, with the rounds that he misses being just that feel around potentially where he gripped a little off in the guess, and it resulted in Sasha getting to the strap and Sasha getting the win there. But I think Rob 4-2.
Yeah, interesting one. I mean, it's really weird, isn't it? Because you spoke about him being the most compact arm wrestler you've ever met, and that is one of the most striking things about Sasha. He really isn't a big man, and he isn't a big framed guy, but he's so thick and I mean, he really is made for that extreme of technique that he does. He's made for it. He's built to test your frame. He's like a little blacksmith. He's just rock powerful build. Now, if he can cut into that really deep supinated press that he has, which he does in a really unorthodox, herky-jerky fashion, it's one of those things. It's difficult to time, isn't it? His movements are so erratic, so unorthodox. It's kind of, you've got to get to your lane and get a solid position on him to prevent him being able to find a balance point, almost like with any guy you can pull with a very strong flat wrist. You've got to prevent them finding the balance point off which to drive. And one of the most interesting things that Rob has done with the likes of Hutchins that we've seen in the past has been the opportunity to gain the hand control and punch down hard.
Yeah.
And with the short versus long, that's an interesting scenario for me. Whether that
100%, I can see that being the method of victory as well. Was as you said, Sasha is punchy to the side. He really does throw his shoulder hard. He can commit to supination harder than it seems like anyone else out there. He tests his frame is an understatement. That dude will just happily throw his frame under a truck.
He really does. He really does. He
really does.
And the wind flies in there.
I think that is his X factor, is getting used to having never felt that before. You might not expect necessarily that shoulder throwing surge to happen when it does. You might think, oh, surely if he goes sideways from here, his hand and wrist is going to compromise. But I think I think that's his ace, that he can punch his shoulder sideways. Yeah. Because he's so supinated, he doesn't lose any hand. So I think that's going to take a round or two to get used to. But I think once it is comfortable and you know what it feels like, I think Rob will be able to move around it. And then ultimately that win the supination, close down. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Because if you're trying to outlast a side pressure guy, generally speaking, I think trying to outlast a side pressure guy on a side pressure vector, even if you've got your hand and wrist, it's a real hard deal, because joint heavy arm wrestlers can maintain pressure for a long time. Yeah. Typically, in my experience, longer than muscular fundamental based arm wrestlers. So what
happens to the arm wrestling world if he gets his spot and I still beat him?
If he gets his spot and you still beat him and you beat him,
what if I beat him inside? What happens? What happens if he carves in and pounds on me and I stonewall it?
If you beat him inside, yeah, that's like a holy shit moment. Like
that makes the stock go up a little bit, right?
Oh hell yeah! That's like you beating him makes your stock go up.
I think it's definitely a proving point.
if you stonewall him and beat him inside, if you go into a hook and beat him and outlast him there, then your stock really goes up. But
I'm planning on 50% what you're saying and 50% of him getting in, because I believe he's proficient enough and faced enough big guys, and he's competed enough, and the level of guys that are training him that he will get in.
Yeah.
He's going to have that timing on a blistering fucking minute to get there. I'm planning on him being there. That's it. I'm already planning on this dude punching me in the face round one.
Yep.
What I can do with it, but I'm not sitting here only banking on rolling this guy's wrist. I'm planning on being that motherfucker that when he hits me, he's like, holy shit, I thought I got where I wanted and I don't want to be here anymore. Somebody call me up, send me a helivac.
Well, there is something in that because, you know, we've seen him beaten there by Todd. Todd went straight into his power, and you can look at that a lot of ways, but it's not an invincible lane. We've seen other guys that are very solid in a hook, most notably Krasimir, do well with him there. So invincible there, but he's not strong there. So
at
it's like
90 kilograms, at 90 kilograms, he's damn close.
Yeah, he's pretty bloody good, mate. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
I'm just going to knock over a super chat real quick, guys. Daniel Urick just come in with a super chat. I'd love to go train with more pros this year. Derek, have you thought about opening up a gym or openly training? I got a janitor to beat at Arm Wars.
I'm actually, I've been searching for a spot right now to open up my own arm wrestling, for my team, like a headquarters for my team. So we have our own gym equipment, practice facility, and stuff like that, and a place to actually film YouTube stuff. So I've been shopping for something like that. Hopefully that happens within the next few months. I'll have some of our own digs so people can come out here and hang out and train for sure.
And you never know. It could be that the North American contingent that are coming over to the Arm Wars reality check will be training together. It could happen. Watch this space, mother fluffers.
You get a mini bar at your training facility, I'm coming.
I love this one. Check this out for confidence in a man. Mon Aldabus. You're going to love this, particularly you, Rob. Neil versus Zolev. The comeback of the British to save America. Let me tell you this, mate. I don't even want to walk past him. And that's it.
Yeah.
I have an interest not in arm wrestling that dude. I'll leave him to Toddzilla.
That whole family is probably, I used to have opinions about the best family lineage in this sport. And I think the Zoloev family has the best lineage so far.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and they've just popped up and new one.
Because who's the young one? Is it Alan?
Yeah.
Is that Alan looks superb? Then they had Spartak, who was world class. The father, the uncle, and Haji is. There's five of them that are ultra world level.
I pulled his uncle, Kazbek Zolev, the Crushing Russian, in the final of the World Championships in 1996.
Right. Those kids grew up with an arm wrestling table for Christmas.
Look at Derek. How old were you in 96, Derek?
I was 11.
11 years old.
Wow.
We're the same age there.
Did you pull Marabek?
The worlds. Yeah, I pulled him. Yeah,
Marabek. So there's five of them
not
there
as,
that
not
are
as
like,
strong as Kazbek. Nowhere near as strong.
What is it? It's five of them that are ultra world class. The young one just beat who's the guy Engen pulled Makarov?
Yeah, it just beat.
So I mean, they're all superstars, super studs. I used to think that Bob Bayev's had a great lineage, and Berzink, the brother and the father, but Zolevs are five of them that are legitimately super duper elite. So that whole fucking family, they're steeped in it.
Oh, mate, they are rock without a shadow of a doubt. Mark Mayer's just coming. What have we got here? Neil, I hope to see Georgi Totiev in Arm Wars. God, I love that kid. He's iron dick. That will be insane. Yeah, I would. And yes, I've seen him beat Zoloev as well. Zolev's
lightweight, right? 80 kilogram or so. He used to beat Zoloev at like 80.
Yeah, it's
he's a tall kid. You should get him in that top rolling Arm Wars with Danistat and all them.
Mate, Tortiev's a frigging monster. I love him. I mean, I'll tell you what match I do like. Tortiev is the guy that I would like to see arm wrestle a super match against your boy, Bojidar. Because when I spoke to Bojidar today and he was saying, oh yeah, I'm pulling that, I'd be on that card. Now that's a match, mate.
He'll
That's
win.
enough.
He'll beat him.
Untoppable, apparently.
Well, their match was the first time I really, when Totiev and Bojidar had the battle, and Bojidar almost got his wrist cracked, held center, made some adjustments there. That was the first time that my sort of estimation of Bojidar went through the roof, because he was on the absolute ragged edge, and he stayed really solid. And I thought, yeah, you can see the teachings of Svetlana Gashevsky.
You know, I watched one of the final matches with Vlad and Bojidar, and I'll tell you what, I think Vlad got fucked on the call, because he flopped Bojidar and went almost right to the pin, and when he bailed, in WAF rules, it should have been a pin all day. He cracked him and flopped him hard, and it should have been a pin, but they strapped him, and Bojidar beat him in the straps. But I think Vlad was right there. Vlad had him.
When you were on the call today, who did Bojidar call out?
Vlad, yeah.
Vlad.
He's got respect. He knows what he felt.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it. Yeah, he's not a runner. That's for damn sure. He ain't no runner. White Wolf. Another super chat. Thanks for that, mate. Derek, where in California are you looking to open the training facility? Socal, LA area, Santa Clarita is awesome.
San Bernardino area.
San Bernardino. Love California, mate. Jon Olson with a super chat. Thank you for that, mate. What happens with the Legacy Hammer if Devon can't and won't compete anymore? Surely we answered that question earlier on. Mate, have I missed something? Has Devon come out and said he ain't going to compete anymore? There's no way. There's literally no way that dude doesn't compete anymore. Even if he's come out and said, I'm telling you now, I'm never going to compete again, he's lying.
I talked to him like 2 hours ago. He's going to be one of those old school guys like Burt Whitfield or those dudes that are like 75 still rolling in tournaments.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's in his DNA, mate. Cannot stop. It's in his DNA. There's no doubt about it. Don't worry about that. He ain't going to stop. But the Bojidar thing is interesting. Bojidar said to us today that he wants to be on the card. We'll have a look at that and we'll see what the situation is. A lot of love for Hermes Gasparini in the chat tonight, and rightly so. Hermes, yeah, absolute venom. We'll be having Hermes and his sister.
I love to pull Bojidar.
You like to pull Bojidar?
That's a stupid big weight difference, so it looks kind of weird.
Who is Ryan supposed to pull?
Are we going to go there? Do you want to go there now?
I want to ask who he's supposed to pull. I know he's going to be there. Who's he pulling?
I want you to arm wrestle Ryan. Look, let's put something to bed, right? Everybody, there's a set of people that want to see Ryan pull Coach Ray. Couple of things on that.
I don't like that match.
No, I'm not a fan of that match either. Coach Ray is much smaller, significantly smaller. I'm not as keen on that match. I know Ray is confident on it. I'm not as keen on the match just because of that size difference. I like Ray in other areas, and I think there's better matches for him. And we'll speak to Ray about that because the Fix crew are going to be involved for obvious reasons. However, I got a dude that I really, really like for you, Ryan. Are you aware of or familiar with Stoica Bogdan from Romania?
Yeah. Stoica is a bad dude for sure. For me, I see Stoica and Tom are pretty regular too. And I know Tom speaks incredibly highly of Stoica. I know he says, I know Tom will say Stoica will crush me. I know that's what Tom says. So I know Kyle Hutchins. I actually am working with Kyle at the moment, and he's just pulled Stoica. I think he beat Stoica, but he rates Stoica quite highly as well. So yeah, man, for me, all I want is an opportunity to measure myself genuinely against that crowd of arm wrestlers in the world. So if Stoica has the respect of Eastern arm wrestlers and Western arm wrestlers, which I think he does, then yeah, I'm down.
Stoica Bogdan, the call has been put out, mate. I messaged Stoica a little while back and said, would he be up for that match? He friggin' loved it. So, yeah, these are all irons in fires. But I think Lachlan Adair and Derek Smith's got legs big time. Listen, guys in the chat, we got about 5 minutes left of this live, and then we're going to wrap it up on the stroke of midnight in the UK. So any questions you got, fire them in now for the guys. But yeah, some interesting discussion tonight. I want to say thanks for popping on, lads. One expected, and it's been great to have you on the show, especially with Derek having his new haircut. Is that to increase your speed?
I know that there's going to be fatigue and whatnot, but I still want you, Rob, on the side table afterwards.
Ooh. Oh my frigging God. We have 5 minutes left and you come out with that. I mean, just before we do that, I'm just going to knock over White Wolf's question because
there's only one practice table champion. Unless you go get your passport and your citizenship to Italy, you can't be the practice table champion quite yet. Give it a year.
And I'll tell you a chilling story in a moment about that Rob heard with his very own ears. But first of all, White Wolf, thanks for your super chat, mate. Maybe the last one of the evening we see. And he's put, Devon does not have DNA. He has DNA with a Canadian. Little Canadian. He's throwing the Canadian joke in there like your work, son. Very subtle. Nice late in the session. And
it's appreciated.
Like that one.
Humor is appreciated.
We love a bit of humor. Talking of humor, Ryan, why do you want to get him on the practice table, mate? Listen, can I, if I've done my job right, okay? If I've done my job right, you're both going to be completely and utterly buggered, ruined.
It's true. It's true. We will be. Like, if you've done your job well, we'll both have had grinding wars and there'll be nothing left. But if I'm traveling 30 hours flight to get to freaking London and Rob is in the same room as me, I don't care what fucking state I'm in, I'm gripping the man's hand. I don't give a shit. That's a non-negotiable in my head. I'm like, I can't be in the room with Rob and not fucking touch his hand. It's just not gonna happen.
But you shouldn't be so focused on that. You are a true light heavyweight. I am just an overgrown lightweight. So you need to get me out of your head and focus on bigger people. Stop picking on little guys, Ryan. What you might feel might make you lose sleep and you'll turn to a motherfucking zombie.
No, I just want to download your data, Rob. That's all I want to do.
There is no data on me. I'm ever changing. I'm one of those
Phone lefty,
weirdos.
Rob. Phone lefty.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, lefty. Hell no. My left is so bad.
Yeah. I get that one.
Just take everything Lachlan makes you feel and put it on an exaggerated version of a human being and try to sleep with that on a lighter guy and know that he walks in your weight class and how you can never, ever be in this spot until I retire.
That's what you know. That sort of stuff is what literally drives me and makes me love the sport. I love the never evers. The never.
Well, you know what? No, I'm going to tell you something. Like I said, if you go back to the Todd Hutchings interview, not Todd Hutchings, Storm Toledo interview, when they interviewed us in the finals when we did the first WAL Hammer in the series, and they asked me about Storm, and I said he's an amazing athlete. I'll say the same thing about you. I think you're a great arm wrestler. I think you understand the game well. I think you are what embodiment of professional arm wrestler is. You eat it, you drink it, you sleep it. I'm not going to out-endure you. I'm not going to out-angle you and think you. I think you're a great arm wrestler. But unfortunately for you, I chose the same sport. I'm just better.
Yeah, and that's cool. And if that is the case, that's cool. Like I said, Neil, if I'm in the same room, there's no chance I'm not downloading that data. Regardless of fatigue, we got to do it. We got to do it.
Yeah, no shit. You get me with 5 whiskeys deep, I'll be grabbing other dudes too. It might not be in the way you're thinking, but who the fuck knows?
Hey, chilling story, right? Tonight we're on the phone to Sasho and Bojidar, and Bojidar's translating for Sasho, who speaks decent English, but not a level of confidence is lacking a little bit there from Sasho. And Rob has a bit of fun, lights him up a little bit, which was quite nice to see. And you just hear a little quip back, and he says, "You know, after you feel this, gives him a little bit of stick." He said, "Well, we can pull again after. You can get another crack at it." And Sasho just jumps back in, has a little quip with Bojidar, and Bojidar comes back and he says,
He hoped that you can still feel your hand and be ready to pull again after match.
In that sort of chilling Eastern European, utterly humorless accent.
Yeah,
and it was like, me and Rob were both like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's zero like banter or wit there. It was all like one line, like old school Arnold, like serial killer lines.
It was great.
Kind of like I said a whole bunch of shit real fast in the way I kind of talk. And he was kind of like, "You ever hear of Sasha Hook?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He did say
"Yes,
that,
of course
didn't
I have."
he? Yeah. You ever
course I
hear?
have.
That's your hook. And it was chilling as hell. My nipples went hard. It was cold, Ryan. It's cold as shit. Now then, let's talk over these super chats real quick. Canadian, let me think. Chihuahua, and he's got the little pic there. This show was fire. Thank you, guys. Cheers, mate. Thank you for your super chat. Let's knock these over before we wrap up this mother fluffer. Chris Gammo, thank you for your $20 super chat. Thanks, dude. Much appreciated. Oh, Neil, more RVJ, please. Yeah, we love some Rob on here. You know, the real talk with Rob Vigent. This is his home. Hey, for those of you who are not subscribed to these guys' channel, check out Pound for Pound Arm Wrestling. Ryan Bowen, get over to his channel, get over to the shop and check that out. Remember, 15% off everything over at Pound for Pound, guys. A lot of stuff on there. If you are not already subscribed to the giant and very sexy Mr. Derek Smith with his new haircut, made him go faster, trying to even out that speed deficit against the ultra fast Lachlan Adair, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, make it happen, Ryan.
Do it. If you are not already subscribed to Rob Vigent Jr.'s Arm Wrestling, RVJ Arm Wrestling, get yourself over there and show this guy some love. He is the truth and the light. He is the talisman of the West. And his name is Rob Vigent Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he'll be here all week. Get in there. So it's at. And remember, we will be putting details out about the shirts for the guys. Bloody hell, super chat's coming in. Lloyd Christmas, Derek with the sick haircut, sexy as hell. So
just brings money. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you didn't know it was so easy. It was so easy for you to level up, bro.
It's all about the tennis ball head.
That ginger-like look, that just buzz cut, it does a good thing.
And amazingly, Derek, you'll find that you're better with your fingers.
Oh, okay. A lot of success.
Yeah, seriously, go out, randomly finger shit. You'll find it's really good. Anyway, Oliver Marth, thanks for your super chat, mate. You're gonna love this because this proves it's a thing. Because Oliver is the man, and he's put. I second that. Derek's haircut is the bollocks. Loves it. Thanks, Oliver. I'll tell you what, mate. Solidified it for me. Top haircut of the night, Derek. Live.
Thank you.
Pretty good, son.
You can only argue with so many super chats, right?
Yeah, he's just they've all come flinging in at the last minute.
You actually made the channel via your haircut.
It is. Well, listen,
Jesus.
When you come on to an arm wrestling show, the very last thing that you think you're going to get is tips and suggestions on how to get your hair done nice.
Yeah.
Derek. Into Derek. Hey?
When you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, you know?
Get him on there. Enter Derek Smith. And by the sounds of it, for you guys in the chat would like to enter Derek Smith. They probably need a step ladder, essentially, to do that.
That's right.
Anyway, Ty Ortney. Lovely darts. Thanks for your super chat, son. We love it. Great show, guys. Thanks for checking us out, mate. Really, really appreciate that. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much wraps up this show. I want to say a massive thank you to Rob Vigent Jr., to Derek Smith, and to Mr. Ginger Lake himself, Ryan Blue Bowen. Ladies and gentlemen, all these guys should be involved. Arm Wars reality check at the Arnold Classic in the UK, Birmingham, England, September 30th to the 4th of October. Competition on the 1st and the 2nd of October. Let's go.
Neil, can you line it up where I walk out like Apollo Creed in my Sasha match?
It's got to be done. Yeah, you can dance.
Yeah, of course. I'm half black. I just only got white skin. Can I say that on your show?
No, get it.
You're in England.
But you are a good dancer, though. I've seen you.
Yeah, I can move my ass. I'll figure it out.
Maybe the greatest dancer in the history of arm wrestling, with the massive exception of Ian Carnegie.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Who is, in fact, the greatest dancer. He is Ian Carnegie. For those of you who don't know the Grippler, he is to dance.
I'll tell you what. Also, I know that, I don't know what he takes to get to that level. Don Underwood can scoot some boot too. Don Underwood likes to have his fun, and Don Underwood can move his ass.
Don Underwood's more of a smooth movement, though, isn't he? He's quite smooth. He's quite.
Oh, but
quite
you get that right jam on. He can get it cooking.
Scott Wynn, make the moves. Scott pops and locks and everything. He's into it.
Out of it.
As soon as you start locking him,
oh my God, this is ridiculous. Dance off.
Oh, what?
Dance off.
Mate, it's got to be done. Dance off.
All right.
We'll see that
figure it out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we'll do it live.
If this is your first time here, your first time on the Supernatural Strength channel, please like, share, subscribe, mother fluffers. Let everybody know about it. And until we see you next time here on Supernatural Strength, take it easy, peeps.
Sweet dreams, Ryan. Sweet dreams, baby.
I think I got you out angled on this camera.
Right.
Oh,
not tonight, bro.